Alright. I got some time. Got a timer set because I gotta check on food. So what was I doing? It looks like I was trying to make concrete. So let's see what I'm doing. So I'm bringing in stone here. And dropping bricks here. So you're gonna grab bricks, okay? You put bricks into here. That's water. You're making... Okay, you're turning sulfuric acid. We're taking iron plates. Okay. Steel. Go here and here. Okay, so I think I just have to hook this up. Yeah, I think that's it. So... Oh, there's a... Okay, now we need a stone hookup, so we need... Oh, we do not have any stone coming this way. Okay. Gosh. Should I force a bunch of stone this way? And back along this way? Okay, hold on. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we're just gonna start with this. I don't know how much I need, but... Okay. That's gonna be 1/4 roughly of all of this. How much do you actually need? That is a good question. You know what? Hold on. I don't think I need that much. It's because it's only 6 furnaces. I probably don't need that much. So we'll just let this do its thing. Okay, we also need sulfuric acid. Okay. Well, I'm doing this from the map view will be easier for me. Okay, here and here. We need iron plates. Okay. 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 And then, what is this thing doing? When it hits 0, I'll put a green check mark. Oh, it doesn't have any power right now. Okay. And then this is connected here, so I'll put in green on red and green. Okay. Okay, I get it. Steel. I need to get steel all the way over here. Oh boy. My goodness. Okay, here's the steel. So, how much steel does this need per second? Can I rely on... Oh, 0.367 steel a second. I might be able to get away with bots over here. Hold on. Let's request 2. And if for some reason that ends up there. Yeah, because you don't need a lot of steel, and that's going to happen in bursts. So that's probably going to be fine. And then I think we have everything here. Okay. Okay, good. I am recording. I all of a sudden blanked on if that was actually happening. Why are you... Oh, you need molten. Molten... Come on. Show me what's going on here. Iron. Got it. Iron. Okay. Come me this way. Okay, great. Please come with me. Okay. Now... Okay. Okay. Do I want military stuff on me right now? Oh yeah, I do want to try and clear this out at some point, but I'm still waiting on this. Okay. Is there any more weaponry stuff I can add? Flammables. I'm doing that one right now. There's more projectile damage. Okay, let's get some robots there at the end. So, is this working as intended? I have that set up for sulfuric acid, not steam. Okay, that is, of course, incorrect. Okay, so that is what I want. Less than 25,000. So as soon as this hits 25,000, this should turn off, right? It produces 2,000. Why is that? And then it pauses. Then it pauses. Do you not work the way I think you work? Huh. Hold on a second. Okay. I think I need to Control X U. Well, no, specifically this section. Is that the problem? That might have been the problem. Because now it's flowing, but not very quickly. Okay. Read contents, including crafting. And it's coming in on the green. Okay, so let's take the green from here. Okay, so now it's going to take this into consideration as well as this. Yeah, because that's maxed out, but there's also a bunch here as well that's slowly draining. Okay. And now it's set up to not start until this hits 0 again. Well, actually, hold on a second. How much do you need to run? You're 1.5 thousand a second. What is the actual cycle? Needs at least 1,000. Okay. And this produces at least 10,000. Okay. I'm also going to take you and add you. And if this is less than or equal to 1,000. Alright, let's sit here and watch this for a moment. But now it's going to keep going until... Yep. Now it's going to keep producing until this hits. And there we go, it turns off. Okay. And this is included, and as well as the contents of this. Okay. Okay, I think I want to add some controls over here on this side. Let's use red. So let's go here. How much do you need for a cycle? You need at least 5. Okay. It's over here, so stone bricks. Okay, and this is not getting enough. So we want you to force everything out this way. Let's see if that's enough to fix my issue over here. Okay. And then we're going to do a similar thing over here. So we're going to go red. Oh, actually, no, that's not from you. I want you to go here and here. Read contents. Read contents. Okay. And this one cycle needs at least 20, so that's going to be at least 40. And you're already maxed out, so that's fine. Okay. Hold on, did I set this? What did I? Greater than. Right. Okay. And these ones just pump out here and keep going until they're gonna max out. Same over here, gonna keep going until it maxes out. However, okay. I see. Ah. Target full. Can't read working, I don't think. I can read. That's not going to work the way I want it to. So we're just going to have to trust this. Trust that it works out eventually. Alright, we're just going to have to trust it. And then how much does this actually require? This requires 12 stone a second to fully clock out. Which is right over here. So this turns into quarters, so... Okay. So eventually it should work out. Over here we just force everything up here. Okay. Do I have everything I want on me? I don't have these or these. Or these. Or these or these. That's probably fine. Right up here. I am working on making export facilities. Where are they? I can go over there. What was I going to do? Foundries. Big miners. Oh, I need to take better notes. Science, green logistics, carbides. Let's start with carbide and plate. So those are going to be 1, 1, 1. Calcite is probably also going to be an easy one to set up. We'll set those as 2s. That is a 3, and that is going to be the final thing I do, the science for export. Okay. Do I have everything I need at least for processing? The basic processing, the miners, yes. The foundries. Yep, I got foundries. Okay. So for carbide, coal and sulfuric acid. No, wait, that's not the carbide. That's the carbide, which I do need carbon for. Coal and sulfuric acid. Okay. And tungsten plate is also going to need tungsten ore and molten ore. Okay. Okay, so let's just head up there for a moment. Oh, hold on. Yep, give me... Alright. Okay. Fuel reprocessing, looks like we got that going. Okay, let's sit here for a moment. So, ultimately I'm going to have to work backwards and figure out what my target rate is for each of these things. So, okay, we need the assemblers on here. We also need foundries on here. Okay, so let's start with the stuff that's going to be made in the foundry. So 1, 2, 3. Right? No. 4, 5, 6. Because we also need logistics at least. So we're gonna make this. Those for export. Those for export. And this needs to be made for export. Okay. Where are my... Put those over there. Okay, so... Oh, and we also need to make the carbide. One of them is made in here. Okay, there's the plates. Thought I had more than that. Okay. And the tungsten carbide. There's the carbide. Okay. And then calcite. Okay, oh. Okay, so... Okay, so I think the first thing I'm going to do is... just make a row of these down the way. Hold on, let's go from the bottom up. Where are you? Is that who I'm looking for? Okay. Hold on a second. Just to make this easier, I should put down just a radar over here for a moment. Okay. Okay, so let's figure out this. So ultimately on my ship, I'm going to have... we are going to have... hold on. So over here we have all this. Let's just, for simplicity at the moment, drop all of this. Okay, we're gonna have to work on this in the future. But right now with these right here, so each of those boosts it by 20. So this has 99 slots. And I can't just lock stuff in here right now, okay? No? No, but I can do this. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. let's figure out how many stacks. So we're going to want 10 of the belts, 5 of the undergrounds. Well, maybe 7 of the undergrounds. And 3 of the... No, we'll go 5 and 5 on those. 5 and 5 on splitters and undergrounds. So that takes up the top 2 rows here. And then if we go half on each of on the foundries and the big miners, that's 5 stacks for each of those. Maybe a whole row for science, so 10 stacks for that. Maybe okay, and then if we go a row for each of the other resources, that's going to be 1, 2, 3. Okay, I will need, and that's, okay, so 20, so that's what each one of those adds. Okay, so for starters, I'm definitely going to want more of these. Oh, interesting. Let's just keep it simple and put you there and there. Okay, and then we'll come back to this later. Okay. So 5 stacks of big miners. It's going to be 100. And 100 here. Ooh, it takes a while to load this stuff. You're okay for loading. You take a while. That's technically a quarter stack, but guess it rounded to the 10th. Okay, 1 rocket launch could fill the entire, and I also need some wiggle room just in case. Okay. Okay, let's go down here. Okay. And we'll just let that do its thing. Okay. So let's be... God, how long does it take to fly back and forth? Okay, hold on. Novice to Vulcanist. So it's 1,500 kilometers. Vulcanist to Gleba. 1,500 kilometers. 15,000. 15,000 kilometers. Okay. Is that it? You can go to Gleba. You can go to Novice. Okay, it's 15,000 kilometers. So, and then of course thrust under speed. Okay. I don't know. I don't have a number, so let's assume the lower the number I pick, the bigger my construction has to be. So let's assume. Let's actually take a look at something. If I were at a station at Vulcanus and at a wait condition of time passed, and go up to 2 minutes, can I artificially? Yes. So I can just add whatever time I want for it. So let's go with how quickly back and forth do I want it to go? Because eventually it'll be backlogged on both sides. I'll probably have a runner going the novice route and a runner going the Gleba route. I might set up runners in the future to go further. So let's assume the closer route is... Okay, so let's see. So let's just pick an example. If I want 5 stacks of these ready to launch when a ship arrives, it needs to be 100 ready to go. Well, the ship can wait until the requests are completely filled, right? So if I were to take this, what's the slowest thing? This is just going to be mining. This produces the slowest. Okay. So 20 stacks is 100. So to produce 100 in... Okay, so in 2 minutes it would produce 24. Okay. Okay. So in 1 minute, so 5 will produce 60 a minute. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. 5 machines will produce 1 a second. This is where, good, it's connected. I can see all this nonsense doing its thing now. Okay. But I also want to use modules in this stuff, definitely. So in you and you are probably going to be productivity or speed. No, probably productivity. Hold on. Carbon. I don't think I want productivity on this because it uses coal. Tungsten ore is the big issue. I also need this for speed module 3s. which I can make anywhere. I don't have to make that specifically on this planet. Okay, that's good to know. I also need it for science. Okay, so I definitely need to hit my target rates. So I want to produce the stacks within 60 seconds. Okay, so now, yeah, because I'm going to have a lot of ships going eventually. Maybe. So 60 seconds. So within 60 seconds. How's my timer going? Okay, I still got some time. Alright, so 60 seconds of production. So for big miners and foundries, I need to produce 5 stacks. I have to produce this amount of stacks. I need a new note card for this, probably. So let's see what we're doing. So we're not going to use production here. Kind of want to use production in what I can over here. How slow is this? This is 1.25 a second. So produce 100 of these. No, produce 10 stacks. I need to produce 10 stacks of these specifically for export. Which is 500 of these. Okay. Let's see how long that takes. So currently it is so in 1 minute this produces 75. And to get, I need to hit 500. Okay, so to hit 500 at least I need 7 machines. Okay. Just for the export. Let's throw some speed modules in there. Let's start with that. Okay, so it would take 5 to hit the required threshold point. Let's add another one. It's an 80% speed boost. Takes 4 to hit that number. Okay. Now let's consider production. Four at this stage. Okay. We still have some wiggle room. Yep, so let's take you and put you here. Okay, 4 and I think we'll just go with this. Yeah, I think this is fine. So we need LED least 5 to get 500. Hold on. So we're looking at a per minute right here because I want to get it within a minute. So let me get another sheet of paper here. So per minute refresh. Okay, so 5 machines will hit the target goal of carbide. And they will hit the target goal, which is 500 per minute. Okay. How much power does this use? 6 megawatts? Okay, that's fine. Okay. You per minute are trying to hit the... Hold on. So we are trying to hit plate here. Okay. So plate. All right, I wrote down I wanted 10 stacks. So 10 stacks is another 500 per minute. Okay. Just for the export stuff. So. Oh boy. Okay, so let's. You have 4 slots and you already have some productivity in you, right? Yes. Okay. So let's start with 2 speed modules. It's a 9. Let's put. Okay, go away. So we're at 8 now for this. How much power are you taking? I wonder if this changes that. No, okay, good. It's 60 megawatts of power. Oh my goodness. That is 60 megawatts of power. At 8. Okay, let's throw in an efficiency in there. Yep, that helped. Okay. So we need at least 8 of these. 8 of those machines. Okay. Calcite is a set of miners. That should be easy enough to hit. Don't have to worry too much about that. Our next concerns were the foundries and the big miners. Okay. So for the big miner, as is to hit, hold on, I need to know what the stack size is. Stack size is 20, so we're looking for 100 per minute. And I think that's the same for big miners. Stack size 20, 100 per minute. Okay. So you okay, so it only takes 3 to get it to 100 per minute. And oh my goodness. Oh, that is a lot of material there. Okay, let's throw in some productivity here. Oh, can't use productivity here. We're gonna have to use productivity on the stuff leading up to it. Okay. So that's 3 just to hit the target rate. I mean, I could save power. The minimum consumption is... Okay, we're at the limit there. Can I use the smaller one and still be at the limit? I think we have 70. That's good enough. I wonder if I can get down to 2 and use a speed here. Almost. Almost. Yep. There we go. So I can get away with 2 like that. These are much slower. Okay. So we're looking at a default of 108. Okay. Yep, and that's using a decent amount of material. Okay. We're looking at 9 at least. Okay. No production module here. Speed 3. What's the... 70%, 50% boost by itself. That might be worth picking up. Okay. Where is speed 3? Okay. So I might need that. So let's start with one of these and one of these. Actually, 2 of those. Six gets us up to it. Okay, almost there. Five. Oof. Okay, so we can get down to 4, it looks like. Okay. Now the next one I would want as a priority is all my green logistics. So green belts, green unders, and green splitters. Okay, so we want 10 stacks of belts. Oh, whoa. That is... I hate you. I just want you to know that, Worm. I hate you. Oh, and my game is having a little hiccup there. Still missing those, huh? God. I really need to get some artillery out here. And you're still... okay. Which means you're probably too close as well. This is a potential nightmare here, waiting to happen. All right. Good luck. All right. So we were looking at 10 stacks of these is 1,000. Okay. 1,000 per minute. Five stack? Yeah, 5 of these is 250 per minute. And the splitters are also 250 per minute. Okay. Let me guess. No production. Okay, so all speed. Well, that's nice to know that I can get away with 2 there. Three there. 6 there. Okay. I wonder if I can speed it up so I can get away with just 1 for this. Almost. That's pretty close. Okay. Oh. Food's not gonna burn. Let me just finish up these calculations first. Okay. So that's gonna be 1 of those. Okay. And then I think it was it 2 either way? Yeah, it was. So we'll go here. Throw that in there. Okay. This is the one that might need the most speed. So it's 2 for the undergrounds. Oh, wait, hold on. Nope, hold on. I miscounted that. One is fine, because I only need 250. Okay, so I only need 1 for the undergrounds. Okay, so we need at least 1 more here. Okay, there we go. You're at the limit. Okay, so we're at 1 for all of those. Great. We'll worry about the rest of this math in this project later on. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.